Okay, so what is going on, people? Here's the thing, right? Before we go getting all into this stuff, this coming Sunday, which is going to be the 5th of April, right? Sunday morning. That's when we're going to be doing the little shoe recap thing about all the releases from March. So if you want to tune in and watch that, that will be happening right here. So that'll be kicking off kind of a little pre-show of sorts, if you will, around 11:30, because that's when DB Kicks is going to be joining me, because he's got to run off to work and do some things for himself, you know, but he wants to get in on this too, so we're going to switch the time just a little bit. So come on over around 11:30. The main part of everything will probably still start around noon like it has the last couple times, and also along with that, along with DB Kicks, we're also going to have Kicks for Fresh just jumping in, so she's going to be helping out as well. She'll be there for the duration of the show, which is fantastic. So DB Kicks, there's a link up there if you want to go out and check out his channel, which I highly suggest. He's a fellow Virginia guy, so he's got a really nice collection going on over there. Lots of stuff that you're definitely going to want to check out. Same goes for Kicks for Fresh, link up top again. She's not a Virginia person, but she's still pretty alright in my book, so she's got a good channel going on, kind of new to the whole thing, so go on over and check that out if you would, please. I would appreciate it, and so would she. Now, I think I've said everything I need to say about that. Did I? Yeah. Eastern time, obviously. Virginia time. That's what I'm saying. So 12 here means 4 in the UK, 11 Iowa time. You know, that whole thing, right? So anyways, this box here, right? You know how all the stores are closed and everything over the past, like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long that's been going on? Well, last week there was a sale pretty much everywhere you looked. And I was going to sit that out because it seemed like, you know what, I bought enough stuff, like I'm just going to sit this one out. But then when you start to see something that you want kind of drifting away as far as, you know, sizes go, you're like, well, all right, they're cheaper than they're normally going to be, and I'm not sure how much longer they'll be available. I mean, I get it, it could have been a little over dramatic. Sometimes sizes go away, people like, orders get canceled or they send them back, sizes come back. But you know, it's kind of one of those things where I figured since the price is so low right now, let's just not take the chance. Let's just jump on it and do what we do. And here we are, right? So let's go ahead and get on into this box that just arrived maybe 20 minutes ago, actually, because it came through what, UPS, and they'll knock on the door and, you know, to let you know. Nowadays, I think they just put it on the floor and just leave. Luckily, I got those email alerts going on, so that's how I know that they popped up. So, real quick on the side of the box for you, that is for you. Go ahead and take a gander if you would. Hopefully that is long enough. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a standard Nike box, right? Nothing too fancy about that. But what's on the inside should be something that is kind of fancy. I mean, it does say premium on the side, so that kind of sets the expectations a little higher than normally, right? At least that's what I would say. That's what I did say, as a matter of fact. So let's go ahead and get on into these and move on with this video so we can all move on with our days. Let's see. Oh yeah, but the side, I'm just going to read that out. So, Pistachio Frost, black, white, Nike React Presto Premium, right? Set that thing over there because we are done with it now. Okay, things are looking pretty good here so far. I am quite content, And so that means that it is now going to be time for us to talk about all this stuff. So, here we go. It is now review time on this right here, the Nike React Presto Premium in Pistachio Frost. Some also call them the Forest colorway, and I've also seen them called the Green Leaves. All the names make sense, but who cares what they want to call it? I have them in the collection now, and that's all that really matters. So let's go ahead and talk about these real quick in case you're considering adding them to yours. I will say right now they are sold out on Nike.com, but these came from Foot Action, even though the box says Foot Locker, whatever. So if you're looking to get a pair, that's what you're going to want to do, is probably go on over to Foot Action or Foot Locker or any of those other similar sites. But time for this. So, across the bottom, right, you've seen the Nike React Prestos before, right? I've had a couple of reviews on this channel. Either way, on the back, on the bottom, same thing as on other React shoes, really. You have the typical React outsole, right? But then this other colored part kind of gives you a little more durability compared to what you would see just right here. So, very nice in my opinion. And the color that they went with on here is kind of a sort of, I don't know what kind of green you'd call that, but it's a brighter color, kind of like a pastel sort of color, which is cool. So you got that going on down there. And then you switch around over here to the rest of the midsole area. And you kind of see where it kind of drifts up into the actual part of the sole there. Mostly on the inside, but a little bit on the back here too. And then around there. And you have this standard super thick React sole, right? This thing is, it's crazy how comfortable this React stuff is. Really underestimated it at first, but we'll get into that later. And now that we've gone past the pretty standard parts of it, time to talk about the upper, which is what differentiates one shoe from another for the most part. Unless you get into the 350s, then it's like, yeah. But on here, though, on here, we actually got some differences compared to other React Prestos that you've seen, at least on here. So, looking real close here, obviously this whole thing has got this big leafy kind of vibe going on, which I like, right? I mean, I'm a green guy, so when I saw green, it kind of caught my attention. But when you look up here and look very closely, you can kind of see some nice detailing, right? You got a little bit of white in there. Well, it's not quite white, it's close to white. Different shades of green, a little bit of black. So, on the mid part here, the cage that they have to kind of hold the shoe together, basically, you have that same sort of color, just a slightly lighter version of what you saw on the bottom. Then you've got some laces that kind of match off of that same color, standard laces, nothing too fancy about them. I mean, they feel pretty nice and soft though. But then the biggest thing is, like I said, and it's kind of hard to give you that shot all around, but you basically just have this leafy, is it foliage? Is that the word? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But that word, you know what word I'm talking about. It's the one they throw around all the time during fall and stuff. But yeah, you got some leaves and stuff going on here. Just kind of, I don't know, it's like a nice little vibe to me. It's nothing amazing, I get that. You know, I can see why some people may not care about these, but I can see why some people would. And then moving on to the back, again, you've got this, oh, that is really soft. This felt style backing piece, the black at the bottom, the black at the top. Going on, matches up with that little part that kind of holds the laces in there together. And then the same thing on the inside, that's also blacked out with that sign in there. I'm guessing that's a P for Presto perhaps, or maybe it just happens to look like that. But I'm gonna say that it's a P for Presto because that makes sense, right? I mean, I can't be the only one that thinks that makes sense. Now let's take a look at the other one real quick, because I'm always curious if these are going to be different from one to the other. They are not. You see that? Pretty much the exact same. So looking at the outsides, right? Looking at the insides, make sure that's all in the shot, right? Everything's pretty much the standard from one to the other. Nothing differentiated between them, which is fine. It probably saves money. And at the same time, it's not a huge deal, right? It's a small detail that most people probably wouldn't even think about. But other than that, I don't know what else there really is to say about these. Some dirt down in there or something, but that's easy enough to get out. But yeah, so I don't really know what all else there is to say about these. So with that being said, we're gonna move on to the on-foot portion, talk about the comfort, talk about the sizing, you know, that whole thing. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? So when it comes to the React Presto, I'm gonna say that this is a true to size fit. Just gonna get that out there right now. So I don't remember if, because I know in the past Prestos only came in whole sizes. I don't remember if this is the same way or not. If it is, and you wear a 9.5, I would say go with a 9. That's my personal thing. That's what I did in the past. And that's honestly what I still do right now. And it works out just fine for me. So that's where I'm gonna stay for sizing. Now, as far as the actual fit or the feel of the shoe and the comfort and everything, like I was kind of getting into before, this React cushioning is something else. Like, it looks kind of ridiculous in some ways to me, but the comfort is there, and it's not bad enough of a look to like deter me from it. It was just kind of weird. But once I put them on, I stopped thinking about that altogether. So I know you've probably seen these on like the Element 87s, the 55s, whatever else. But I would say that these are one of the more comfortable React shoes, mostly because the upper is, it's not, what is it? It's not fly knit, but it's some kind of mesh that is just super soft, super easy to move your feet around in and all that good stuff. So for me, if I was to recommend one pair of React shoes, it'd probably be these. Next up, and that's just going for straight comfort wise, right? Next up, I don't have a pair, but I've heard some good things about the Epic Reacts, so maybe those after these. But either way, just for straight comfort though, these are really solid. You can walk around all day in them. I suppose you could probably run in them too, but just given how little lockdown they have for your foot overall, I wouldn't do it, but I just kind of have my preference when it comes to running shoes. I've got other videos about that, so I'm not going to get into it. But that being said, I think that I've really covered everything that there is to say about these, because there's not a whole lot to say. It's a really comfortable shoe with a look that a lot of people are going to like. Now, if you don't like these, go ahead, find another pair. They've got them in a bunch of colors, and they're pretty much all on sale. I think, is it Champs that has a sale still going on right now? Either way, these are easy to find for under retail, so I suggest you go out there, check out a pair for yourself, and let me know what you think. So, for now, that's going to be it for this video. I got another pair of shoes that is supposed to arrive today. We'll see if it does or not, but until then, thank you for your time. I do appreciate you showing up, watching the video, and all that good stuff. As I said in my little thank you video the other day, all that stuff, again, right out to you. So, also, one more time out to you, Sunday, the 5th. Come on by, watch the live thing, it'll be a good time. And now, that is everything. So, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will be back eventually, and hopefully you'll be right here to watch. All right, later, people.